Am I going nuts or am I hearing like a whooshing sound? I don't know where that's coming from. Is it coming from my speakers? There's nothing else open. There is nothing else open. Why is it making noise? Uh, is it because of Discord's spooky Halloween stuff? That shouldn't go through OBS's streamer mode, though. I think it stopped. That was weird. Anyway, hi. Welcome back, everybody. We're back with Wyvern Tales, the game that is so amazing we can only tolerate it one time a week. Uh, so we are on part 3 right now. We've done several dungeons. We've just unlocked one with the spider-like enemy that gives like 120 EXP a pop and 250 gold, which is like huge considering mobs of 3 in that same dungeon net you at best like 25 EXP and about 100 gold. So it's like 5 times better to fight this enemy than it's worth your time to run from every encounter but the giant spider. Is basically what I'm getting at. Um, I've done off stream about 42 of the 50 hunts. I know they're 50 total. I've also been told, unfortunately, after hunt 30, that there is that the inventory changes from the bar because they sell certain weaponry and certain accessories, but the inventory changes as of 30. But somebody also in the same thread, because this is the era we live in now. We used to just conveniently go to like RPG shrines. We used to be able to go to like game facts and know everything. Now with all of these newer games, you can't figure anything out. You have to go to like 8 different websites, 12 different message boards. Like everything's fragmented. It's a complete and utter mess and disaster to try to figure anything out these days. I think we just took like a lot of these shrines and maps and people for granted because now I play games and I have no idea how to find anything out, where to go to figure anything out. But I've learned that one of the weapons is needed for a boss later in the game. But guess what? The weapon is gone after hunt number 30. Guess how many hunts I did before I figured that out? 30. Like right on after I completed the 30th hunt, I figured out that there was a demon sword weapon that is apparently going to be needed for a boss later. And I guess you can't hurt it without it. So I guess I maybe I can't beat the game. I don't know. If that's true, I will have to woefully stop. But if it's false, I'll have to it's going to probably be a miserable fight. We'll see. Let's go ahead and swap scenes. I hope that's not the case. I'd hate to have put this much time and energy into it only to just have to give up the game because I didn't happen to get a weapon because I decided I wanted to grind hunts way, way early. It's like being punished for playing Shadow Madness and like really, really leveling up to where you're screwed because you have to do like the manual lockpicking as opposed to being able to use the level 4 lockpick ability. It's kind of the same principle of being punished here for just trying to be better and work ahead. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and load back. So we're back in Argul. Because we were in Ganos initially, then we went to the region of the bar, then we went to Argul, we went from Argul, we went to they unlocked the bridge, we went to the tower, we stopped the demons that were flooding this town, we went talked to a crazy old man, and that crazy old man's like, go through the cave, and so we're gonna go through the cave. The end. I'm sure we win the game once we go through the cave, probably not. But I have decked out Desi with quite a number of spells. There is an insta-kill spell. It doesn't work on bosses, but it does work on hunts. At least it did up until the ones in the 40s. So we'll see how this goes. That is the giant spider we want to kill. I said Desi, it's Dairy. Whatever. The 3 people who follow this game can send me their hate mail. for getting the name wrong. Thankfully, the game has calmed it down a little bit with status ailments. That was really the big problem initially, was just getting poisoned or getting afflicted with other rather annoying status ailments like silence or other things. Now, they could up the game and make it even worse with the different statuses we could get. I don't know if there's like going to be Petrify or if enemies are going to start using insta-kill on me. I suppose that's possible. There's no complete collection as far as I know of like maps of this game yet. There was one person on a message board that was making maps, but largely of the overworld. And they did a fairly good job, like a really good job. It looked like a map that some of the more professional map makers on GameFAQs have done for certain old games. And everyone's like, "Oh, this is wonderful. Please do more." And they stopped. I I guess they realized I'm making maps for Wyvern Tales. What am I doing with their life? But I know I really did appreciate it. They did a really good job with it. I give the game a lot of hate, but I don't think it's quite as I mean, like initially I was prepared to give this game like a mid 30. It's better than that now that I've gotten into the rhythm a bit more, but it's still a completely utterly failing game. But it's not in the 30s. Because I did start getting into a rhythm with it later, but the beginning was extremely rough. Like completely wild damage swings. Okay, so that's the staircase that I guess will take me to the next area. We need to check the far right, just in case they give me other really good accessories or items. We got one in the last cave that actually surpasses some of the equipment we get from completing 30 hunts. That are like almost max gold price. We can carry at most 20,000 gold, which is kind of annoying. It's not even like the 65535 or whatever the amount is in like TurboGrafx games. It just cuts at that really weird number. And I would have liked it if it didn't. Okay. We're actually getting really lucky with spider encounters as opposed to the small mob fights. But really what made this game unfortunately, it's really the equipment that makes your character strong. It's not really your levels. I still stand by my statement. Like if your game is gonna force you to grind excessively to be able to complete things, you want to be able to feel stronger at the end of it. And I don't feel any stronger with my levels. I do feel stronger with my equipment. And, I guess no grinding for gold to get better equipment to make your numbers higher is still fine. But, I can still have my fighter swing and do like 20 damage and then in another attack do 155. It is complete and utter chaos. Okay, so that is a locked door. I can't open that. I may have to go the other direction and investigate that staircase then. See, I did 37 that time. And my mage, with weaker equipment, did more damage than I did. Yeah, sleep is annoying. Okay, thankfully he hit me, because it's one of those status ailments, like normally sleep in RPGs, you finish the fight, you wake back up. Not in this game. If you're asleep, you will stay asleep through every successive fight, unless you use a spell or an item to wake you back up, or an enemy happens to hit you. which I think is silly. I think it's quite silly. I think 250, I was thinking initially that 255 would have been our max HP, but it looks like it's not. We're able to go above and beyond that. I guess there's no chest on this floor, it's just that staircase, so we might want to make our way over to it. We have no idea how many floors this place is going to be. I'm guessing at least 3 minimum. Considering the first dungeon had like 4 or 5 floors, and the tower had like another 4 or 5 floors. Let's check the right path, because it's the only one that doesn't seem to connect to anything, making me think there's probably something here. We're also, like, massively overleveled. Largely because of the hunts. And largely because of the fact that I would grind while playing Persona 4. Whenever I was able to do the dungeons off-stream, I would just rotate back and forth with the Atari Lynx and just hold down button 1. We found a giant nail. Let's see. That's not going to show up in our inventory menu. What kind of equipment is it? Oh, I got into an encounter. I was trying to hit the menu, and it didn't pull up. The game is unfortunately still leading my button inputs. Okay. So yeah, we're equipped with the Atari Lynx. Deal with it. That is one of the uh more upscale items that you're able to get in the bar menu. Let's see what the giant nail does stat-wise. Higher HP, lower MP compared to what we have. 10 more attack, less than 7 defense, worse luck. See, we got this accessory in the previous dungeon by an errant chest, and it's just so good. At least for her. You still have the Dragon Eye. How is Giant Nail compared to the Dragon Eye? Um, I mean, it gives you more HP, but I think the other stats are probably going to be more effective. I don't know if we could have actually... I don't think that was something we could have bought in the store. Which is why I'm always trying to be cautious not to miss any chests. Especially now that we're potentially going to have a miserable time. Because of the fact that I apparently don't have a weapon I need to be able to beat a boss. So, I guess the only way I can beat them is with poison damage. Which is not going to be a fun fight. I think everybody is susceptible to poison. Like, everybody will take poison damage. But it could be 1, it could be 10. Like, I mean, it's completely random how much damage you or an enemy takes. At first, I'm like, oh, my characters are taking more and more damage each round, and no, it just coincidentally just so happened that it just corresponded with me getting 1 roll for the first poison and another roll for the other. Yeah, I mean, on further reflection, I do think this game is a bit better than I gave it credit for. I was thinking it was always going to be a complete mess where you're just going to always do 1 damage to enemies randomly just because at level 15 versus level 1, enemies are going to hit you for 8 damage at the beginning of the map, whether you're level 1 or level 15. And just everything was just like a complete and utter waste of time. There was no growth or progression system. I mean, and if there is, it's just unfortunately gate kept behind a lot of the equipment you have to grind to get or find in dungeons, which I'm still not happy about, but it at least has something to take it out of like the 3 out of 10 range. All right, so we made it to the staircase. Wide open area. We can go right. I have to check to see whether we can go down also. I probably should check. Where is my phone? It's right over here. I need to check to see if I was given any sneaky appeal arguments over the weekend. No. Okay, good. Otherwise, I might have to stop what I'm doing right this moment. Okay, we can go down or we can go right. I'm gonna choose down. Right now, Arthur and Maury are both equipped with the Excalibur. Again, that's only an item you can get after you do 30 bar fights. Um, or 30, I guess 30 hunts rather, not bar fights. That's something completely different. Um, the most we can carry gold-wise, as I said before, is 20,000. This weapon costs 19,400. So you can't, like, go in there and buy multiple copies. You have to go in there, dump almost all your gold, farm the rest of it, dump the rest of it in. So it's this whole big deal. So I can't imagine a more powerful weapon you could find outside of a dungeon because this one costs so much. Obviously, I think I'm using endgame equipment right now, which is why I'm worried that the people were talking about a sword that's only available before Hunt 30 that costs maybe half of what this one costs, and that I no longer have access to it anymore. Okay, poison to dairy. We'll have to take care of that. All right, so she's the only one who has antidote on, so we have to just have her cure it. Is this a giant circle? Yes and no. I wonder what's in the center. It looks like they both converge, and then there's a path going up, which makes you think that's the way to go. And this might be a side path to a chest. Oh, no, wait, now there's two of them. Okay, no, it's going in a circle? I guess, well, technically a square. I just don't know if it's worth my time to get an Excalibur for Derry. I'm probably going to need it for the equipment in the next town, like armor. That's the one thing you can't buy in bars. You can't buy armor upgrades. There's something in the middle of those two torches. Like everything in my RPG brain is screaming to like check the wall, but I just don't think this is a game that's going to do that to you. Cosmic Fantasy 1 would. They'd hide a canoe in the wall. That you have to know you have to check the crack between the wall in order to get a key item to be able to progress the game that nobody tells you is there. But I don't think this game is gonna have. I mean, I don't see this game having like any transportation modes. I don't think we're gonna have like any sort of an airship. I don't think we're gonna have any kind of a ship. I think it's gonna be much, much shorter than that. Okay, this is looking like the right way. Maybe I should be doubling back and checking the other middle section. Okay, it's still going. Well, we fled, but have to cure the sleep. Okay. Well, if I don't know how important getting that chest over on that side might be. The fact that it's still going on makes me think this is just gonna take me to a staircase, which is all right, I guess. Okay, Arthur levels. Yeah, there's a staircase. So we'll just take this one. Arthur's agility is just incredibly high. I mean, unnaturally high compared to everybody else's. So he dodges a lot of hits. But for those who love Wyvern Tales, there is a sequel that has been developed for the Jaguar, which I have no intention of playing. I did see somebody have a Jaguar new in box last time I went to a used game store in Joplin. That's also where I saw like their 3DO selection. They also had Road Rash, albeit not with the soundtrack. I ended up getting a better deal for one when I ended up streaming that. But it was just kind of cool to see like a new in-box Jaguar. They had like a wall of different consoles. Not all of them were new in box, but multiple of them were complete. Unfortunately, I was looking more for like 3DO games, and they only had like seven, and several of them were ones I already had, and I don't own many 3DO games, so that was unfortunate. But I haven't gone there in a while, just because I haven't had peerings in Joplin in a while. I think it's actually been 6 months since I've been there. It's like it's actually been a decent chunk of time. The only reason I kind of have a rough ballpark idea is because I recently uh, sent my travel invoice like my mileage reimbursement for probably like most of the year just last month. Okay, that looks like a boss hallway. I better double back, but let me just make sure there's like maybe a pentagram or something on the floor just to kind of signify that that is where we need to go to fight the boss. Before I go back down the hallway and go straight up. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's not go that way. Not yet anyway. But it's good to know we're that close to being done with the dungeon. I have to double check how I'm doing gold wise. Because I want to be able to afford, at least for Arthur and Derry, new equipment. But we can give them all a new helmet and new armor. Okay, this is a gold plate, which is lovely, except for the fact that one simple thing, we're already wearing it, so not so great. We can sell it though. We have 12,884. We're in good shape to go ahead and afford that, like any upcoming equipment in the next town. All we need to do is just like keep hammering away at those giant spiders. But I'm sure the enemies are going to change whenever we get to the overworld, because we're probably going to be taken to like another continent with new enemies on it after we beat this enemy here. So, I'm just going to go ahead and preemptively heal 2, and then we'll get into the fight. Okay, so giant dragon. I'm going to go ahead and start with poison. We missed completely. Okay, only 10 base damage. Not a great start. So 13 damage from the poison, though. Okay, the enemy missed. We're gonna try ice, just to see how effective that is. Not fairly effective, 41. Only 1 damage from poison that round. Like I said, it's just the wild, wild west of damage rolls. Which makes it feel so much less of an RPG than it otherwise like a JRPG than it otherwise could be. It's like playing Tetra Master in Final Fantasy IX, because basically it wasn't like Triple Triad where certain things, like certain numbers are higher than other numbers, therefore you beat the card. In Tetra Master in Final Fantasy IX, there were still RNG rolls where weaker cards could still beat better cards, and it's just like, why even have anything at that point? If it's just gonna be a complete RNG fest. Arth did 171 damage, just the most I've ever seen him do to anything. But again, we're rocking an accessory we probably shouldn't have access to at this point of the game, and a weapon we shouldn't have access to at this point of the game. So we're doing quite well for ourselves. We better take care of that. Okay. It is rough when we just completely miss the enemy. Whenever you see a 0 value, that's the game basically telling you missed. Okay, we got a health drop. 3,500 gold is pretty nuts. We're almost at max. 100 EXP. Derry leveled up from that. The EXP was like nothing special. Again, the regular spider enemy in this cave gives more EXP than the boss. How silly is that? Okay, so left. Oh, you can just stand on the candle, I guess. I wasn't trying to, it just ate my input. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and head out of the cave. Oh, oh, oh. I bet that door that was locked is probably unlocked now. Really gonna make me walk all the way back? Well, I did need to check that one room to see if there was a chest, so I guess this works out. I could use a warp to warp back to Argul and then like technically walk to the first floor, but I think it's still gonna be roughly the same distance. I'd consider it if my HP and MP was lower, but we're actually doing quite well. That one damage was enough to kill it. Would have been nice if there was like a message that said you hear like a faint click in the background, or you hear the sound of like a creak, or just something to like indicate that, oh yeah, that door in that one area is now open. Especially because I would not have known about that door's existence had I not gone in that direction. We may be close to maxing out our goal by the time we make our way back there. We'll heal 2. That's good enough. We're just gonna flee from this. A little too much work. A flee appears to always work. The problem is the enemies. Oops, I slid too far. I tend to double press just because I anticipate the button input being eaten like so much, and oftentimes it is. But that time I slid twice, and it wastes the MP for a spell, even if your target is not appropriate. I was saying something before that, but I promptly forgot where I was going with whatever I was saying. I said I'll have more than enough money by the end of the dungeon, but I started to talk about something else that I can't remember. All right, we're about to make our way back up to floor 2. Oh yeah, I was talking about the fleeing. The fleeing always works, but the enemies always go first, so you kind of have to just pick and choose when is the best time to run away versus just and like put all of your resources into attacking. Because if it's one, maybe 2 enemies, you might be able to one round them without too much of a problem. Yeah, I'm running from this. Would have liked a repel spell or something of that effect. I think that would have been a good idea. We can go. Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is the giant square I commented about earlier. It's all, no matter whether I go down or to the right, it's all gonna connect. This is the start, so let's go down to that one area. There's probably a chest in that room, considering there was no other chest anywhere else on this floor. My guess, probably a gold helm, considering we got a gold plate on the following floor. We got one accessory, one body armor, so we're probably gonna get one helmet. I don't think they'll give us a weapon. Hammer flea. Okay, well, they put her to sleep, then woke her up. So that worked out. And this is... Okay, it's a paladin helmet. Stat-wise, I don't really know how that fares. It's... Okay, it's one level down. Nope. So if I didn't do any upgrading in the previous town, that probably would have been helpful, but I did. And so this evening will be more Persona 4 Golden. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to do any actual dungeoning for quite a while. Over probably almost a month and a half of in-game time that we're gonna have to wait before we're going back into any kind of a dungeon. So this evening stream and possibly Tuesday stream is probably gonna be all events, like all daily events. Maybe we'll get to Dungeon 5 on Thursday, just because we're averaging about 10 to 15 school days a stream, usually closer to 10. So it could potentially not be until Saturday that we even get to the dungeon. So we'll see how we do. Also, I did change under the chat. I have put Mario and Luigi Brothership, just because of, I guess, my confidence that we'll be done with this game this week. Not this week, I wish. With Persona 4 Golden this month. Okay, and the door is gone. Okay, so brand new continent. We'll save. We have 17,874 gold. Again, 20,000 is the max. We're going to be able to afford whatever we want in the next town, pretty much no issue. Once we figure out where it's located. Okay, so this one can attack twice. Thankfully not very strong. And... Okay, not a great deal of EXP. I guess it would be better if there were more than just one of them. Okay, there's a town. So let's go to there before we go to the right side. Okay, the spider from the cave is outside, apparently. Oh, what? The EXP is the same, but we get 215 less gold. we get 250 gold in the cave. We only get 35 out here. Doesn't seem very fair. Welcome to Terra. I can't wait to see the mainland one day. I heard from exotic places far away from here. You mean you heard of exotic places far from here? Because that would make more sense. I don't know why you would hear from them. Armory? Okay. So, just as a comparison, the Knight Sword has only 30 attack. Pretty awful. Ninja armor. Okay, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the best equipment for everybody. We've kind of hit a money limit. I can give everybody ninja armor right now. I'd have to grind money for. Oh, this is what she has right now. What's the lunar necklace do? Defense 5, intelligence 5, HP 25, MP 15. No, not good enough. Diamond ring. No. We're better off getting the stuff from the hunt place at the bar region. Yeah, so this is Jungle Guide is what she has is what Deary has equipped right now. 12 defense, 12 luck, 20 HP and 5 MP. Just because it gives her like a fair amount of defense. And that's something a lot of these accessories just do not prioritize at all. They'll give you like 5 here, 10 there. So let's go ahead and buy. We're gonna see how much money we can get back from selling some of this equipment. We're gonna buy the ninja armor. 2, 3. I ought to probably hit the spell shop too before I go way too far into buying more equipment after I sell this stuff. So 100 defense. Yeah, she's only at 73 with the jungle guide on. Unfortunately, Mori is actually worse than our mage in terms of defense. Let's sell our gold plates and the paladin helmet we picked up in the dungeon. We'll also sell these older weapons. I know where that came from. Yes, we'll sell that. Because we replaced the Kusanagi with the Excalibur, so okay, we have 4 gold plates. Yeah, 1250 each. So we've made back quite a bit of money. Back to 12,548. If I sold the spare dragon eye I have right now, I would almost hit my gold limit. So we have ways to be able to afford best helmet in this region as well before progressing forward. Let's check the. Do we get like Ice 3 or Poison 2? Do we have a spell shop here? Welcome to Terra. We are the richest village around. You are expected at the castle southeast of here. And that helps me a little bit. There is a spell shop. It's right over there. There's probably an item shop to the left of me if I had to guess. No, it's just a house. Oh, there's a warp tile. Is this going to warp me to the Come back. Okay, so this is the hunt person. He's gonna, because there's a hunt in the Ganos region. Is this gonna take me where I think it does? Okay, this is the bar. Oh, this is so good. It gives me a way to quick travel to the Ganos region and the bar region. Because every time I wanted to take a hunt here, I'd have to go from Argul down into the cave, climb down like 3 levels, fight like 25 enemies, leave, walk down to this area, fight a couple of encounters along the way, and then after I did that, I have to walk through the 3 levels of the dungeon again, walk to Argul. So this is much better than doing any of that. I think there's a lady waiting for you in a castle. Came from the sea? You must be crazy to come here. I'm just like when I looked at this area right over here, I was thinking like maybe they'll pull an FF1 where you can kind of go like out of the area and there's like a hidden spell shop or hidden something, but nope. They have decent equipment here, but I have seen better. Here's the item shop. Anything of note here? We can buy a health plus and mana plus, but we can get health plus plus and mana plus plus at the bar. So I'm not going to bother with that. We have 2 revivals just in case. So I don't think I need to purchase anything here. Let's check the spells out and see if there's anything new we can give to Dairy or the others. Life 2, heal 3. We don't have heal, oh, well, heal 3 I'm getting for sure. Wind, Earth, Protect, Awaken, Antidote. Um, I'll buy Wind and Earth. Is it single target or does it hit everybody? I'm imagine it's single target. I haven't seen any attack. Even these later hunts hit everybody. I've only seen single target moves. We'll buy Wind, give it to Dairy. We'll buy Earth and give it to Dairy. Heal 3. Obviously gonna give it to Dairy. Life 2. I'll give it to Arth and I'll give it to Dairy. And just like that, unfortunately, we're down quite a lot of gold. So I can't even buy the helmet now. But that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and progress with what we have right now. We need to go to the southeast. I mean, I could buy the helmets if I sold the Dragon Eye. I just don't know if I want to yet. Unfortunately, going back to Argul, I still have to walk through the... I mean, it's the same level, though. I could just go from here, walk through the cave, same floor, and then back to Argul, so that's okay. I just would have liked to warp to there, too. It said the castles was to the south, but I am kind of curious what's up this direction. Let's try wind. It costs 8. It is single target, figures. $25 damage. Probably not worth it. Her intelligence is high, it's just that the damage rolls just make everything. It just makes using MP consuming moves really undesirable. Other than like poison, which guarantees for long boss fights you're gonna at least do some chip damage to it. Poison's not gonna do 0, it's always gonna do something. Alright, some more water for myself. Hey, there's the bridge, so the castle is likely across from it. I guess the critical question is, what's gonna happen when I go into this castle? There's no other areas I saw on the map that I'm like, I can't access this. I need to access this. There's a locked door here. When can I unlock this door? Everything, as far as I know, has been opened. Yeah, is there anything to the side? Like maybe like a cave or something? Or is this just like it? Okay, there's nothing else to the side. We'll save here. Let's go into the castle. Hail the queen. Please meet her in the throne room. There's a staircase over here. Dungeon? Oh, there's just a random dungeon here. Hold on. I should probably meet with the queen first. 28 EXP for that one guy. What's this way? Absolutely nothing. Oh, the queen. Isn't she a pretty lady? Okay. I figured they were gonna be, like, symmetrical in that regard. Alright, what do you got to regale me about? Finally, I have been waiting for you because of that test of yours. The gods summoned a wyvern in my basement. I can't even get a wine now. Get rid of that wyvern. Ah, are you the Wyvern of Tales that I've heard so much about? Okay, and she's just gonna repeat her sad tale of not being able to get wine. I didn't know this was Wyvern Tales. I thought it was Wyvern Tales. Let's go to the basement. Is- Uh, Alright, we can't go any further that way. If worst come to worst, we can teleport out of the dungeon and go back to the previous town. Poor Mori's just getting... He's in the back row because his defense is just awful. And he's still getting completely demolished. Alright, let's see. We can go south to absolutely no avail. Oh, hello. What are you supposed to be? Are you gonna be giving me spider-like rewards? I mean, yes. Instead of 120, we get 130. Instead of 250 gold, we get 300. So I guess I mean, I guess technically it's a better grind spot, except, the spider is a bit easier to kill. They all melt. Everything melts down here. I think that's what they said in it. I might just be making stuff up. Hello, Mackenzel. Hope you're doing well. I am slaying a wyvern because the queen can't get to her wine. Absolutely the worst fate to ever befall a kingdom in any JRPG I've ever played. I don't know about you. So I don't know if this is the Wyvern of Tales we've heard so much about or not, but we are going to check and make sure. Okay, that's a staircase to another level, so let me check these side nooks and crannies here. I guess this guy has 150 health. If he survived with 139 points of damage. I guess he could have 140. It's probably something even. Yes, that's true. That's such a good movie. And I remember I'm pretty sure that's what they sang about in Dora the Explorer. Come on, Varamos. Everybody, let's go. I think that's the song, right? Now it's gonna be stuck in everybody's head. Okay, it's just a dead end with boxes. Figures. That's probably where... I can't believe... So what? First of all, if any of those boxes contain wine, you can get to it without fighting the wyvern. I do not see what the big deal is. Let's see. Okay, so there's no path to the south. That's fine. I don't... Maybe I ought to save. Maybe I ought to do two things. Number one, I'm gonna save on my cartridge. And number two, because I'm gonna save on my Atari Lynx cartridge, and number two, because this is the analog pocket that's playing my authentic cart, I can also make a backup save state if needed. Because what I'm trying to figure out is this end game or not? So we saved off of my cart. Okay, there's actually nothing here. We'll might have to come back to that state though. We'll never know. I tried to use save state sparingly. I don't want to save scum a fight. But it's possible this might be the Wyvern Tale. I don't know. There's certainly no other continent or area I can see. Let's go south. Chest. I hope it's a helmet because that is the one thing I did not upgrade. We're too busy getting spells. Mind crystals. Accessory, perhaps? We have the Atari Lynx equipped, because of course we do. Mind crystals. This is probably not the best litmus test to see how good of an accessory it is, because the Atari Lynx is so broken. Let's try referencing it with the Jungle Guide. 12 attack. It gives no defense because this gives 12 defense and this reverts us back to normal. 5 more intelligence. It's just not worth it. We got this in the first main cave of the game, the Jungle Guide, and it's still one of the best accessories for Jerry there is. I hate that we all had to attack the flower. Who knows, it's possible this could be the final boss. But if so, I have a gripe about the name of the game. Wyvern Tales implies there's more than one tale. And this has just been one. This is the only time we've really heard of the Wyvern. I feel cheated. We can check how much heal 3 does. Oh, okay. Don't, I was freaking out. I'm like, where are the rest of my spells? Okay, so it goes from 6 to 12. So heal 2 heals for 30. So does this heal over 60? I need to check to see if this is like worth it in any way. If it heals us to full, it is. Okay, so it's just, well, I mean, I guess it's not awful. It's basically like using heal 2 twice, because it's like getting 30 and 30, and it costs twice what the original spell does. So it equals out to being the same amount of MP. So they don't charge you more. I mean, they easily could have charged you more for better healing, but they didn't. It just nets out to be equal. Uh-oh. What direction did I come from? I don't even remember where I came from. Oh, now I do. No, I went backward. So we can go down or up. So we'll try going down, and then we'll go up. All right. So they're both gone, so that is 56 EXP and a regular health drop. Oh, that's right. South gave me that chest I was complaining about, and then I got into an encounter on this intersection. And then the game's programming's like, anytime you exit a battle, you must face south, which like completely disorients the player as to like where they were going or what they were doing. So we need to go straight up. And hopefully we can save the poor princess's wine. Or queen, rather. I feel like we have a lower chance to encounter the giant mech than we did of fighting the spider in the cave. I feel like we were fighting the spider constantly, but we're not really fighting that guy here very easily at all. So I guess the cave is technically better for grinding purposes than here. Well, you showing up when I complain about you doesn't really count. But it is pretty good gold. Mori finally got his level. Killed 2 on dairy. Oh goodness, we've got indeterminate number of spaces to the left. We've got a space down left, we have a space down right, we have a place to the right and up. Okay, so does this loop? It kind of does. I think this may just be a complete waste of time area. So we probably need to go right and up. So, this dungeon's kind of okay. The enemies are hitting harder on their HP sponges, but they're not inflicting status ailments. Like the first main cave and the second main cave, these guys aren't doing anything. They're not poisoning, they're not putting me to sleep. They're just hitting me for a lot of damage. So I'm okay with that. I'm gonna hydrate for a bit. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate all of you. Let me get some water. Um, Let me go ahead and just leave it on the screen for a bit, and I'll be right back. All right. Who's ready for some more wyverning? I know I am. Okay, so this was just a completely pointless loop. Oh, there's more. That's right. That is maybe not so pointless. All I know is we probably need to keep our eyes peeled for any chests, because they could be important. I wish I could know whether there was a chest a little bit sooner than this. 'Cause sometimes you have to go down quite a ways before you find it. If I see an entrance, I'll have to circle back and go straight up. Let's at least figure out where the actual path to go and then kind of backtrack. You guys really like to use spells, which wouldn't bother me so much if it just didn't take so long for their casting to finish. Because they only flash twice when they're going to attack, but they flash 4 times if they're going to use a spell, and then you have to sit through the spell animation. Like that. I may have to just start running from these 3 encounters. We're getting a lot of 3-ofs in this dungeon. Okay, this looks like it's a staircase to another level. Is it a staircase going up? Or is it a staircase going down? I'll know in one tile. Down, okay. We need to backpedal and go the other direction, up, and get the chest that's there. Could be a weapon, could be an armor, could be accessory. It's not going to be an item. They've stopped giving me items in chests. Okay, so once we get to that corner, we go straight up. No, we're not gonna fight. This is gonna take too long. Watch them all use spells. And they did. No, we're not gonna fight them. It's gonna take over a minute. Gotta teleport, and here's the chest, and it is a dragon sword. I don't think it'll be better than what I've got on. Yeah, it's way worse. But How about with what you have? No. It might be it might have a property where it's like super effective against wyverns. I don't know. Uh, but we'll find out. I don't think it's gonna hurt to just slap it on her for purposes of this fight and seeing what happens. But for every fight leading up to the boss fight, I'm gonna keep her with this Kusanagi. But I am gonna put it on her for the final boss. Assuming this is the final boss. That did 40 damage to Mori. I won't heal quite yet. They're getting a lot of first strikes. What's your take? I'd rather have the status ailments. If I had a choice between status ailments and just sitting through preemptive spell animations from enemies, I would go the status ailment route every time. Let's go ahead and heal Mori. He is hurting. Okay. Next encounter takes us down or after this we go down the staircase. Even the plant has a spell. So we'll attack you, you, and you. All right, let's see what's down this floor. No branching path yet. We're gonna flee. We're just gonna take all of their spell casting and then run. Only one direction we can go. Sure love their preemptive attack. Okay, run from that. Again? Well, that one was rough because we got really bad rolls with Arth and Derry. Why am I streaming? Because Sunday morning is the only time I'll stream Wyvern Tales. Not any other time of the day. This area looks way too wide open. I'm saving. Yep. That's the only reason. Okay, that is the boss tile. That must be where the Wyvern is. Where the Wyvern things are. We're just gonna run from him and then we're gonna go ahead and heal up. And possibly fight the final boss? Or at least a Wyvern. The cover of the game did promise me one. Let's get very good. Let's heal a little bit of our mana here. We have like 42 of these. We'll put you at 75. That's plenty. Now you gonna be a lot busier. Oh, I just completely dropped the item. That's okay. We have so many, it's not gonna matter too much, but that was a little irritating. Okay, so she's at 142 MP. We're gonna save one more time to save all of that busy work, and now let's fight. Look at that! It's our Wyvern! He's so thrilled to be here. Poison? I forgot to give her the dragon sword. Oh well, I think we'll be okay. Okay, you can put people to sleep. That's not fun. Okay, he's using some kind of a spell. No, it completely missed. I think it did 5 damage. The unfortunate part is the damage numbers are blending in with the white background. And also the enemy is so big that when it tries to go to the upper left of it to display the number, it's in an awkward spot. So yeah, that one time it did 6 damage with poison. But the fight overall is going to be long enough to justify it. Because poison does not ever go away. It's always going to stay there. Whether it's cast on me or cast on an enemy. It's never going to leave. 12 damage to him with poison. 182. Really good swing. Yeah, unfortunately, Arth can't do anything this round. He's been put to sleep. Missed completely. And he missed back. Go ahead and use wind on him. Only 21. See what I mean? We did 182 damage to him, and then we did 7 our next swing. There is like absolutely zero rhyme or reason with damage calculation in this. It's worse than FF1 in that regard. With FF1 you had variation, but you you still felt more powerful. Okay, oh, the poison killed him! Poison killed him! He was getting ready to take an attack, but he got poisoned and died. Okay, 150 EXP, 4,000 gold. I guess we can walk all the way back. Nah. Let's warp back to town. First things first. We have 14,598 gold. We're gonna buy ourselves some equipment. Let's buy the helms. Let's go right through here. Buy. And buy the demon helmet. 15 each. 1, 2. We can't afford the other one yet, but we will. Once we take the other helmets off and sell them. And then it's just a matter of walking down to the castle again, which is way better than walking up 3 or 4 floors, fighting all of those enemies along the way. We have 5848 gold. So that's more than enough to buy the demon helm. So now everybody is fully decked out. The only person who's really not fully is Derry, because we could technically get an Excalibur for her. Alright. So now we're going to make our way back over to the castle. Save. So we're down to 223 gold, which is fine. No big deal. Oh! There's a ship now. I guess they expected you to talk to the princess, and I guess... I mean, I'm not gonna... Let me talk to the princess first. And then, here's what I'll do. I'll talk to the princess, then we can warp back to town, which means I can walk out and immediately go to the ship if I need to. But I want to at least hear what the princess has to say. She may give me some advice. But I have to admit, I did not think there was going to be a ship travel in this game. I thought the game was going to end, like, right here. What? Wait, that... Oh, I have to go... I went from the top. That's why I'm so confused. I guess I never realized that by going this route, I was technically going the right way. I would have thought they would have intersected. Now I am asleep. I will use awake. And now back to the castle. Let's talk to the queen. Let's tell her all about how we valiantly saved her wine. Okay. We immediately got woken up after we were put to sleep. That helps. All right, here we go. Back to the castle. And killed the wyvern? Good. Did you bring me any wine? No, I'll ask my guards to fetch me some. I believe you are to meet the goddess of nature. A boat is waiting for you to take you to her sanctum. Do not let her wait. All right then. Bye. Now we're back to town and we'll take the boat. Now, I don't know if this is like a point of no return or how this is going to work. So let's save again. For that matter, save state on my cart. Okay, it just automatically takes me to the next continent. Okay. These are not technically the enemies I fought because they are different colors. Okay, we are back to status ailment land again, unfortunately. All right. I guess the question is, how much is left to do? We may be able to knock this game out on Sunday of next week. I'm thinking we probably will. I mean, if we're at the sanctum of the goddess, we're probably done. Once we actually go through it and meet the goddess. Okay, now we need to wake Arth back up. Good news is we can, teleport back to the continent. I hope the boat follows. I hope they program that well enough to let the boat follow you if you were to warp back. I'm gonna assume they did, but it may be that the boat doesn't technically move. They may just have two boats. One on like both continents. And you just interact with one to be warped to the other. Okay, they are bullying Derry. Once we get to the actual goddess sanctum, we'll probably stop for today. I don't want to go very long on a Sunday morning stream, especially since I know I'm going to be back in the evening with Persona 4 Golden. But I think we're going to be done next week. Next Sunday, we could bid farewell to Wyvern Tales. Woo. This is a really out of the way sanctum. Where is this? Maury's asleep. Yeah, this guy has a pretty high likelihood of putting you to sleep with his attacks. Not an antidote. We want to wake. And okay, there's a bridge. That's promising. It means there's less that they're gonna make me travel. Deary needs to be healed after this fight. There we go. Took me a while to actually move up to the antidote screen. Heal 3. Clear that up. She's at 94. Okay, that's the, I guess, Goddess Sanctuary. Let's walk inside. Oh, I guess this guy is out of the last dungeon and onto the overworld. So let me guess, he's gonna have same EXP but less gold. Oh no, same EXP and same gold. Okay then. Wait, are we done? Is there no dungeon? Did we just win? Oh, there's a door. It's not that simple. So you're the adventurers that want to become my new guardians? You'll have to defeat the last guardian in his dungeon. He is very angry that I want to replace him and kill the other guardians to try and prove him self. But this is not how it works. I lifted the spell. And now you can kill him with the demon sword? Find the sword and kill the disobedient guardian. Guess what? Guess what we don't have? Then return to me for your reward. Guess what we don't have? And guess what is impossible for me to get? That sword. So I guess the fight that I can't. So I have no demon sword, so this could be. This is gonna be like a really ugly boss fight, I think, next Sunday. Um, Either we can't damage the boss at all, in which case we're gonna have to perma-quit the game, right at the ending, or or we poison will work, and we're gonna have to slowly 100 to 200 round this guy while keeping myself alive. I have no idea like what's gonna happen here. This is gonna be a complete and utter train wreck. But I appreciate everybody stopping by. I will be back on Sunday to either beat the game or the game will beat me because there's no way to get the sword now. There's just no possible way I can get it because the inventory replaced the demon sword. It's gone forever. So, bye.